Let's go racing here at Knoxville.
Only the best go 3 abreast.
It is showtime at Williams Grove Speedway.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, here at Eldora Speedway, it's showtime!
You got them for a rep. Often imitated, never duplicated. The greatest show on dirt, the World of Outlaws.
It's time to sit back, relax, and enjoy, because, ladies and gentlemen, it's showtime!
Set to do battle for 30 laps. The green flag is waving.
So I've got to be honest with you here, Erin. I didn't think we were going to see this year. I didn't think at one point earlier this year, the Pennsylvania Posse versus the Outlaws.
Yeah.
I didn't, at one point this year.
I didn't really think we were going to see any sprint cars.
Well, I agree with you there. And then I didn't expect it to be a three-way battle with the Pennsylvania Posse versus the World of Outlaws versus Kyle Larson. So, but it's upon us.
And
it is here.
Enjoy it and not.
It is our time. It is Dirt Vision. It is a slice of heaven that we have been missing, and let the games and the fun begin.
Oh, yeah.
I'm telling you, we got a little taste of it last weekend.
Yep.
Because many of the Outlaw drivers were up there and got it handed to them with the All-Stars and the Posse by Kyle Larson. They all got it handed to them. It didn't matter who your sanctioning body is, what your hometown is. You're second. Larson's first. You're second. But it's just fascinating to me. I think there's some great. I think again, Larson is Larson. But I think when you look at where the World of Outlaws are, where you look at where some of the Pennsylvania Posse guys are, I think Brent Marks is really, really stout right now.
Yeah.
He's fast.
Yeah.
He's really fast right now. I think, especially when you look at Lincoln, Freddie is really, really good. Dietrich can jump up at any time and win anywhere, any place, anytime he goes. Lance, of course, is Lance. I mean, I think that this thing could. I mean, the last year or two, it's kind of leaned a little bit in the way of the Outlaws, but I'm not sure this time.
I'm not sure it's either of theirs this time.
I'm not sure. Well, exactly. I'm not sure. Let's see. It's the Posse versus the Outlaw to see who's second.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what it boils down to with Larson. Oh, yeah. It is. And by the way, this is Wing Nation, presented by Dryden, by DRF Racing Oil, and by Hercules Tires. We are in the Hercules Tires studio in Concord, North Carolina. And big news last week in the sprint car world when it was announced that Huset's was opening back up.
I love it. I love Huset Speedway. It is one of my favorite tracks just because it's just such a neat place. You need to get there. You need to add it to your list. But it's a third mile, I think they call it, and it's fast, and it's banked, and it's wide, and it gets a good cushion. It's got that, Knoxville clay. It's good stuff.
Good stuff for sure.
Stuff.
Todd Quiring is the man who bought it. We're going to talk to Todd in just a little bit. But before we do that, talk about Kyle Larson. Okay, this was at the Speed Palace, Port Royal Speedway. Was the Ollie's Bargain Outlet All-Star Circuit of Champions. My main man, Earl Hoon, and Blake Anderson on the call. It was on Flow Racing. It's our Dryden Diesel all-death-defying move of the week.
And now for the Dryden death-defying move of the week, where one driver simply amazes us with their on-track moves.
Larson goes high and bounces off the wall. That's going to cost him just a little bit. He'll mount a charge of Brent Marks down the front stretch. Brent Marks has got company. Larson to the lead. No, it's Brent's by Marks by James Bond, .007. Larson to the lead in turn number 2, and there's Logan Wagner right there. Down the backstretch, they're wing to wing for the top spot. Brent Marks to the inside of Kyle Larson in a lap car right in front of him.
Sweet meat pie. It doesn't get any better than this. Side by side off of 4, Kyle Larson. He's going to lead lap number 20. 10 more laps to go.
That death-defying move was brought to you by Dryden Diesel All Death, the official death of the World of Outlaws and wheelmen everywhere. Visit Dryden.com for more information.
Pride. Passion.
Performance.
We are.
We are Team Dryden.
Power isn't born. It's built over time. For over 65 years, Hercules Tires has been providing the muscle to move more drivers. Whatever the vehicle, whatever the terrain, And we back it with a powerful protection plan. So wherever the road or the trail takes you, we have the selection, value, and strength to get you there. Hercules Tires. Ride on our strength.
Welcome back. It is Wing Nation, presented by Dryden, by DRF Racing Oil, and by Hercules Tire. Let's go to the Sage Fruit Hotline. The new owner of the Huset Speedway, Tod Quiring, joins us. Hello, Todd. Welcome back to Wing Nation.
How you doing, Steve?
I am doing well. Congratulations. Thank you, I think are probably other words we need to say. Without all the details, we don't need to know none of your business, but the timeline and the decision to purchase Huset's, just walk us through how you arrived there.
Chuck, Brett, and I have been talking for 4 or 5 years, on and off, and so there's always been an interest level. It's just we just never got to the right deal. And back in March, Chuck reached out to me and just kind of rekindled the interest, and we came to a deal and put it together pretty quickly.
Wow, Todd, yes, thank you very much. I love Huset. It's one of my favorite tracks. What is the track has sat now for a few years. What is the condition of it? The pictures you posted, I mean, the grandstands look great. The box looks great. What is it, as far as the track surface and condition, is there some work to be done?
Facility, they kept 2 grounds managers here full-time in the summertime. And so the track, or the whole facility, is in really good shape. I mean, there's a few little things to do. We actually just brought all our equipment over here from Jackson. It's only 80 miles. And so we have all the equipment that we use over there, and we're working on the track as we speak. And it's not bad. There's a little bit of wash. It's a high bank track, as you know, Erin. So, I mean, there's a little bit of wash and so forth. But we'll get that back into shape here quickly. So.
Yeah. Well, you got equipment with AGCO, and your friends over there at AGCO. The equipment's not an issue. That is for sure. How does we have the great news that you buy Huset's, then we get the news on Saturday that Jackson is not going to run the rest of the year. But as you go forward and as we get out of this mess we're in as far as this pandemic goes, how does this work in tandem? Do you foresee special only formats, combination deals? How do you envision this working?
Yeah, so we initial thoughts is obviously we have 3 racing events here at Huset's, and the decision to close Jackson down for just the rest of the year was actually my decision. The state of Minnesota is just, I mean, we can run a limited crowd there, but we just can't put on any large events. We probably pushed the buttons on our nationals a little bit. We didn't advertise it, but we probably pushed the button a little bit, but that's in the past now. But so it was my decision just to move these shows over here, these events, like our All-Star event, and then we added the World of Outlaw event, and just focus on this for the rest of the year. Just makes good business sense. And then regroup through the winter and then put together our schedules that work together. So,
Todd, what has the reaction been from the drivers, the sanctioning bodies? Obviously, it seems like it's been very positive. You already have, like you said, the date set for an Outlaw show, an All-Star show. But has the reaction been for you? Has it been nice to see how many people are thankful that you've revitalized, or you're going to revitalize the track?
Yeah, there's been a lot of excitement about it. Obviously, I talked to a lot of the drivers, and I think they're all excited about it. And with the feeling that's been happening this year, I think they're excited about a few larger.
Yep. Unfortunately, we're having a bad connection.
He has to work on the cell service at Huset Speedway.
Probably doesn't want to work on the cell service. He'd probably rather be on one of those big AGCO tractors and just riding around and not being bothered by the cell phone.
For sure. I meant future.
Future, exactly. Yeah. For when we come
for when we want shows. Yeah,
that's right, exactly. Yeah. So we're gonna see if we can reestablish a connection. If we can, we can. If we can't, I think we got the gist of it.
Yep.
Man, I'm telling you what, these racetracks, they don't come back often.
No, you're right.
When you think about racetracks, they're not tearing down shopping malls and building racetracks too often.
No, just the opposite.
So, Todd, you talked a little bit before we lost you about the excitement in the industry. What about the excitement level in the community there? Because that is such a rich part of the community as well.
Yeah, like I was saying, it's the fan base out here is incredible, and the Sioux Falls market. There's just a lot of people out here, a lot of race fans. The businesses, great support for businesses. So that's all pretty refreshing to see.
You talk about Minnesota being really difficult for Jackson to run large events. South Dakota seems to be kind of the opposite as far as I can tell from North Carolina, which isn't much, but they've allowed fans. It was one of the first areas that Terry McCarl put on a race. Looking to those events, do you see fans? Do you see trying to add more events?
We have our 4 events scheduled, 3 racing events, 1 monster truck show. So we'll just do those this year and then go through the winter time here. So we're just going to try to squeeze in these 4 events.
Yeah, no doubt. It is going to be fun. That is for sure. Going to be fascinating to watch and to see how it all unfolds. I got to hand it to you. Before the deal was announced, you did some really good social media teasing on it. That is for sure. I mean, that had to be fun when you kind of knew what you had there to kind of start hinting around to it.
Yeah, so we buy a lot of real estate, and so we had an ironclad purchase agreement. I just had a 30-day due diligence that we were going to go through. So we had, unless something didn't turn out in our DD, it was a done deal. So we just thought we'd tease people a little bit. So
yeah, you did, boy. Yeah. I tell you, it's like, wait a minute, what did he say? He was on one of my Facebook chats and he said something, and then and then I was saying goodbye, and then he just put Huset. I'm like, dude, you can't do this. You can't throw this stuff out there and then just leave on us. But I had heard a little of the rumor before, so it is really cool, Todd. It is fantastic. 2020, when you look at the racing, you're a team owner, you're a track operator. We've talked about Jackson. We've talked about getting the opportunity to be Huset's. Frustration. What has it been like just trying to manage this challenging time we live in?
It's been okay. We've just adapted. I would say you just play the cards you're dealt, and that's kind of what we've done here. I mean, the shows we've had at Jackson have been okay. I mean, nothing great. They could have been better, but it is what it is. So you just move on, and you try to continue to keep expanding.
Yep. I hear you there. Boy, that's 2020. It is what it is. That seems to be the motto.
Todd, when you look at your race team, Kerry's had some great runs this year, but there's this guy, Kyle something or other, that keeps stinking up the shows. What are your thoughts on your season so far? I know he's been strong and showed speed at several races.
We've been fast. Cody Jacobs has given him a really nice race car. Cody came on with us. This is his first year, and we've been fast. We just, I'll say we've put ourselves into a lot of bad breaks, and so it's been kind of a struggle. I would say when you start on the front row and you finish 10th, you've kind of gotten beat. So we've had a few of those. So anyway, hopefully it turns around here the rest of the year.
Yeah, no doubt. We got some big races coming up, and it is a good time. If you're going to turn it around, it's a good time to do it, that's for sure. Well, Todd, again, we appreciate you joining us here on Wing Nation. We appreciate the friendship. We and like I said, as race fans, thank God you're bringing Huset's back. Yes. We love the sounds of that. Thanks for your time. We'll let you get back on one of those big Agco machines there and continue to work the racetrack. But we appreciate your time. Thanks for joining us here on Wing Nation.
Sounds good. Thanks, guys, and hopefully we'll see you next year.
There we go. Looking forward to it. Please, yes, exactly. We will. Yeah, thanks, Ben.
All right. See you later.
Todd Quiring joining us here on the program. What a passion he has for it, and it's just it's such a deep passion, and obviously Todd's a very successful businessman.
Yep.
And I think that's what's neat about that is to have someone like that that's not only successful but then invest back into the sport.
Yeah.
It's none of my business what he spends on Jackson and buying Jackson. None of our business what he did with Huset's and everything like that. It's got to be a risky business proposition. There's got to be the passion meter has got to probably outweigh the fiscal meter as far as that goes.
Yeah,
I would think.
There's probably something to be said for that. But I mean, he's obviously smart. He waited. He kept in touch with Chuck. There was other offers.
Yeah.
So Todd isn't as successful without some intelligence.
He's a smart guy.
Yeah, I think he's got big plans and obviously smart plans for both tracks.
Man, that track's within 80 miles of each other. That's going to be. So I cannot. And we're such an uncertain. It's such a weird time and that's why I asked the question about how are they going to work together. But I don't think anybody knows
yet.
I think that he knows what he's got at Jackson. He knows what works there. He's got 4 events, 3 races, and a monster truck show. He'll really get a good idea what's going to happen at Huset's, and then we get rid of this Rona. And then
damn Rona.
Stand back, folks up there in Sioux Falls and South
Dakota. And that
Dakota.
area needs it. You know, they've got Knoxville, they've got Jackson, but there's so many people that love sprint cars, and there's so many teams and drivers.
Yeah,
whole Minnesota Mafia, but they need a little bit more. And
Minnesota Mafia.
Yeah,
love those people.
I know.
Yeah, Oofda. That's right, the Minnesota Mafia.
Oh, my friend Taco Tom.
Taco Tom, exactly. I wonder, does the Minnesota Mafia translate over to South Dakota?
Ah, well, I feel like they cover that whole area.
No, they do. They do.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, the posse goes to Hagerstown.
Exactly. They've got some honorary states they include.
So I bet you the Mafia is all right in South Dakota there in Huset. I bet they are. So neat stuff. The auto industry is the backbone of America's economy, and Ford chooses to invest more in America because of its rich heritage here. The Blue Oval employs more U.S. hourly workers and assembles more vehicles in America than any other automaker by a wide margin.
So, whether it's a Ford dealer in Kentucky, or a technician in Indiana, or an engineer in Michigan, we're proud to have them as part of the team. Ford, built for America.
Stay with us. More Wing Nation in just a moment.
Pride. Passion.
Performance.
We are.
We are.
We are Team Dryden.
Hey, Ashley, what are you up to?
Oh, I just stopped by to grab some sage fruit apples. Now I just have to decide which ones.
You can never go wrong with a Honey Crisp. They're light, crisp, and full of perfectly balanced flavor.
Oh, hey!
You could always go with one of their classics, the Gala or Fuji. They're both sweet and juicy.
Grown in the heart of Eastern Washington, Sage Fruit Company works hard on the farm and with their retail partners to provide high-quality apples and pears to consumers all year long.
Well, I couldn't decide which ones. Thanks for the help, guys.
I'll race you to checkout.
It is Wing Nation, presented by Dryden, by DRF Racing Oils, and by Hercules Tires, right on our strength. We are in the Hercules Tires studio in Concord, North Carolina. We appreciate our good friend Todd Quiring joining us on the Sage Fruit Hotline. All kinds of fun stuff, and things are rolling along well. Just like racing components, Aggressive Hydraulics purpose builds hydraulic cylinders to perform for customer-specific applications. They design and manufacture mobile-style single-stage cylinders as well as multi-stage telescopic cylinders. Erin, they have a no one-size-fits-all approach.
They have hydraulic solutions for virtually every industry that uses hydraulic cylinders. They proudly design and manufacture all cylinders in the United States. Check out their story at aggressivehydraulics.com. And they're a proud sponsor of Ryan Newman at the Chili Bowl and all his short track racing.
Boy, you talk about no one-size-fits-all. That's kind of what Todd Quiring was talking about. We're going to see what happens at Huset, what happens at Jackson, and put it all together. And that upper Midwest is in good hands. Mm-hmm. It really is. It is great. And we are in good hands this weekend. Oh, the word is giddy.
Yes.
Giddy. All right. It is the Outlaws versus the Posse versus Kyle Larson. and it is scary to think about this, that it might not even be fair the way Larson has been rolling here.
It really hasn't been fair.
It hasn't been.
Month or two now.
So you talk about, we talked about on Tuesday, we got those numbers that Larson had. I mean, it's just, 30 races, a 1.9 average with 20 wins in 30 races. And it's like, you think about, the big, bold Posse and the big, bold Outlaws, and it may be a race for second. What? That's how good Kyle is right now.
Yeah, it is. And we need to appreciate what we're watching. Yes. It's history. But you do kind of like, who ran second? Because we need to know who's still running really strong. It's hard to judge the rest of them.
I don't know what the numbers are, but I wonder how many Brett Marks would have.
Yeah.
He'd have won a couple, I think, at Speed Weeks, and he had, I think, Saturday night he was second to him at Port. So, and that's the weird part about it. Who's running good, who's not, because we never, as a society, second place doesn't matter. Yep. So we don't pay attention to it. But who has those second place and third place, those podium finishes, to see who's running well? So that when Larson goes back to the Midwest, which I'm assuming he will as we get closer to Knoxville. The All-Stars have a big weekend, 3-race weekend next week with Huset opens up and Saturday night at Knoxville. Then maybe we'll see what's going on in Pennsylvania, and we'll see who's stout. I don't know. I mean, it's just, but it's all on Dirt Vision, and I can't wait.
Yep.
And it's giddy time, and it's giddy up time. That's for sure. IRA bumper to bumper sprints there at Beaver Dam. Knoxville has weekly racing this weekend. I saw this. Okay, Brian Hulbert, and I love Brian with the this is what you saved your lunch money for guy. Only the best go 3 of us from ASCS. Okay. And he said, and he teased this earlier on. He said, 2020 is weird when the ASCS is considering qualifying because it's been passing points. That's what Emmett's done. It's been passing points, and it's worked well.
For years.
Yeah, for years. How about this? The ASCS National Tour. Now, these are non-point races. Okay, they're going to run Knoxville, the 360 Nationals. That's a point race, and they're going to run the Oski Challenge at Oskaloosa. Terry McCarl. You can go to OskiChallenges.com for tickets. That's OskiChallenges.com for tickets, or call Lori McCarl and get your tickets. D-Mac, you owe me on that one. Pretty well done. Then what they're going to do, they got ASCS Sprint Week, okay? And it's the week of the one and only in Knoxville. So they're not going to count points on this one.
Yep.
So that, and Emmett said, if Roger Crockett or Harley White or some of their drivers want to go run Knoxville, they can. It's a weird year. It's not the Nationals, that it's Knoxville in August, but it's not the Nationals, but it is, but it isn't. And we're struggling to get races, and Emmett's got to look out for the ASCS drivers. And so listen to this. Tuesday the 11th, this is after they get done at Knoxville and Oskaloosa, Lakeside Speedway in Kansas City. Love that place. Wednesday the 12th, Caney Valley Speedway in Kansas. Thursday, 81 Speedway Park in Park City, Kansas. That's under new management. They're great people out there. Friday, August 14th, Sapulpa, Oklahoma.
Oh, Sapulpa.
All right, Creek County Speedway. And Saturday, I-30 Speedway in Little Rock, Arkansas. What a great week that is of racing. And they're going to do all-star format. So qualifying group, heat race group, so you qualify within your group.
Yep.
So they're going to do that. So they're going to mix it up a little bit. So yes, the pandemic has hit. Hell has frozen over, and ASCS is doing qualifying now. So you knew those are the 3 things that you can tell when something changes. But no, it's so weird. I love, and we had some people were kind of like, well, why did Lincoln run a $10,000 win to race against the Waker? It's 2020, folks.
Yeah, you got to race when you can race.
We get along when we can, but in 2020, you got to be a little selfish too. And those ASCS teams, there's a handful that may go run Knoxville. There is a bigger handful that would be sitting home that week, and they're not going to sit home that week. They got 5 nights of racing. And it's 2020, and when you can get races in, you got to get races in. Yep. And it may be, you've never done this. We've never done a lot of this before. It's 2020. So neat stuff. You can find out more information at ASCSracing.com, ASCS Racing. There's something intriguing about this. The Frontier Regions at Big Sky Speedway in Billings, Montana. I got to get there sometime. I got to get there. I don't know why. It's just Montana seems like a neat place.
Track.
And then Saturday night, the Mid-South is at I-30 Speedway in Arkansas. So, fantastic stuff. Isn't it great? Oh, my gosh. And then it's Outlaws versus Posse versus Larson.
Yipper.
Yeah, yes, indeed. This is going to be a fun weekend. It's the Commonwealth Clash tonight at the fabulous Lincoln Speedway, and it is the Summer Nationals at Williams Grove tomorrow night and Saturday. Oh man, I am telling you what. They are, well, they've been icing them down for the last couple of days in central Pennsylvania.
All week
long. I mean, the campers are moved in. They're all, it's really, really good. So, great stuff. That is for sure. All right, so here's the deal. Wing Nation apparel and gear is available on the All-Star Circuit of Champions trailer. And they're off this week, but they'll be at Knoxville and Huset next weekend. You can follow along with us on social media, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. And really want to invite you to check this out on Saturday morning. The Wing Nation, presented by Sage Fruit on MAV TV. The Kyle Larson joins us from a laundromat somewhere in Pennsylvania. So, we're going to talk to Kyle Larson. So, hey, thanks to Todd Quiring for joining us here on the program. More important than all of that, thank you for joining us here today.
This has been the Wing Nation Podcast. Find Wing Nation on wingnation.com, Facebook, YouTube, or your favorite podcast provider. The Wing Nation Podcast is a production of the Motor Racing Network. All rights reserved.